Before we begin, take a moment and look around you. That old drawer, that forgotten box, that small collection of coins you haven't touched in years. What if I told you that one of those coins could change everything? What if a simple, ordinary-looking 6-pence South African coin could be worth a fortune beyond imagination? Stay with me, because what you're about to hear might be the most important discovery of your life. And before we go any further, if you're someone who appreciates hidden treasures, rare coins, and the thrill of discovering value where others see nothing, make sure you subscribe right now. Because on this channel, we uncover secrets that most people overlook, and one of those secrets might already be in your possession. Now imagine this. It's a quiet afternoon. You're sorting through old belongings, maybe something passed down from your father or even your grandfather. You come across a small, worn coin. It's not shiny. It's not flashy. It doesn't scream value. In fact, most people would ignore it completely. But that coin, that small 6-pence from South Africa, could hold a story that stretches back decades and a value that could shock you. The South African 6-pence coin isn't just a piece of metal. It represents a time, an era, a system that no longer exists. These coins were minted during a period when currency had a completely different meaning. Back then, every coin had weight, purpose, and identity. And today, collectors around the world are searching for these very pieces, hoping to find the rare ones that carry extraordinary value. But here's where it gets interesting. Not all 6-pence coins are the same. Some are common, yes, but others are incredibly rare. And the difference between an ordinary coin and a life-changing one often comes down to small details. Details that most people never even notice. Think about the year on the coin, the mint mark, the condition. Even the smallest imperfection can turn a simple coin into a collector's dream. A tiny variation, a slight error during minting, or a limited production year can multiply the value beyond anything you'd expect. Now picture a collector. A man in his late 50s or early 60s. He spent years studying coins, learning their history, understanding their rarity. He walks into an auction, sees a 6-pence coin that most people would overlook, and instantly recognizes its true worth. While others hesitate, he acts, because he knows something they don't. And that's exactly why you're here right now. Because knowledge is everything. The South African 6-pence coin was part of a system that used British-style denominations. It carries the legacy of a time when South Africa was closely tied to British currency traditions. The coin itself often features classic designs, royal portraits, detailed engravings, and inscriptions that reflect its origin. But over time, many of these coins were lost, damaged, or melted down. Which means the ones that remain today, especially in good condition, are becoming harder and harder to find. And scarcity always drives value. Now let's talk about condition. This is where things can change dramatically. A worn-out coin might be worth a few dollars. But a coin in near-perfect condition, sharp details, clear inscriptions, minimal wear, can skyrocket in value. Collectors use grading systems to determine this. They look at the coin under magnification, analyzing every detail. Even the slightest scratch can make a difference. But if a coin survives decades in excellent shape, its value can increase exponentially. Then there are mint errors. These are the hidden gems. Coins that were struck incorrectly, misaligned, or produced with small mistakes. At the time, these errors were unintentional. But today, they are some of the most sought-after pieces in the world. Imagine holding a coin that was never supposed to exist in that form. A mistake that slipped through the system. A one-in-a-million piece that collectors are desperately trying to find. That's where things get serious. Because when rarity meets demand, prices can go beyond anything you'd expect. Now think about this carefully. How many people have handled these coins over the years without realizing their value? How many have spent them, lost them, or ignored them completely? And how many are still sitting quietly in homes, waiting to be discovered? This is where you come in, because right now, there's a chance, a real chance, that you might already have one of these coins. Maybe it's in a drawer. Maybe it's part of an old collection. Maybe it was passed down and forgotten. But if you find a 6-pence South African coin, don't dismiss it. Look closely. Study it. Because the difference between an ordinary coin and a valuable one is often hidden in plain sight. Collectors around the world are constantly searching. Auctions are filled with buyers willing to pay incredible amounts for the right coin. And when a rare 6-pence appears, especially one with unique characteristics, the competition becomes intense. You see, this isn't just about money. It's about history. It's about owning something that connects you to a different time, a different world. And for many collectors, that connection is priceless. But for others, it's very, very profitable. Now let's take this a step further. Imagine discovering that your coin isn't just rare, but extremely rare. The kind of coin that appears once in a lifetime. The kind that collectors talk about for years. The kind that gets featured in major auctions that point, everything changes. Because now, you're not just holding a coin, that you're holding an opportunity. And opportunities like that don't come often. There are stories, real stories, of people finding valuable coins in the most unexpected places. Old boxes, inherited collections, even loose change. People who had no idea what they were holding until someone else pointed it out. And when they finally realized, their lives changed. So the question is simple. What do you have? Have you checked your old coins recently? Have you looked closely at them? Or are they sitting somewhere, unnoticed, waiting for the right moment? Because that moment could be now. And here's something you need to understand. The value of these coins isn't static. It changes. It grows. As more collectors enter the market and fewer coins remain available, prices can rise dramatically. What might seem ordinary today could be worth a fortune tomorrow. And that brings us to the most important part of this entire discussion, the true potential value. Now, most sixpence South African coins won't reach extreme prices. That's the reality. But the rare ones, the exceptional ones, the ones with the right combination of year, condition, and uniqueness, those are different. Those are the coins that break records. Those are the coins that collectors fight over. Those are the coins that can reach unbelievable figures. And in the most extraordinary cases, the value of a rare sixpence South African coin can reach up to $10 million. Yes, you heard that right, $10 million for a single coin. Now think about that for a moment. A small piece of metal, something that could fit in the palm of your hand, something that most people would ignore. And yet, under the right circumstances, it could be worth more than houses, cars, or entire businesses. That's the power of rarity. That's the power of knowledge. And that's why you should never underestimate what you already have. So take a closer look. Go through your coins. Check the dates. Examine the details. Because the next incredible discovery might not be in a museum or an auction house. It might be in your home. And if you enjoyed this, if you believe in uncovering hidden value and discovering opportunities others miss, make sure you subscribe and stay connected, because the next coin we talk about might be even more valuable, and it might already belong to you. Now don't go anywhere, because what I'm about to share next could be the difference between overlooking a valuable coin and recognizing a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity the moment you see it. Let's slow this down and really understand what separates an ordinary sixpence South African coin from one that could completely change your financial future. Because this is where most people make a mistake. They look at a coin for a few seconds, decide it's nothing special, and move on. And in that moment, they could be walking away from something extraordinary. You see, the real secret isn't just owning the coin. It's knowing exactly what to look for. Start with the year. Certain years were produced in much smaller numbers. That alone can increase value. But here's the catch. Most people don't even realize which years matter. They assume older always means more valuable. That's not always true. Sometimes a slightly newer coin, produced in limited quantity, can be worth far more than an older, common one. Then comes the design. The South African sixpence often features detailed engravings, including royal portraits from the British monarchy era. Over time, these designs change slightly. And those small changes, they matter more than you think. Collectors study these differences carefully. The angle of a portrait, the spacing of letters, the sharpness of the strike. These are not random details. They are clues. Clues that can tell you whether a coin is common or incredibly rare. Now imagine holding two coins that look almost identical. To an untrained eye, they are the same. But to a collector, one might be worth a few dollars, and the other could be worth thousands, or far more. That's the level of detail we're talking about. And this is why patience is so important. If you find a sixpence coin, don't rush. Don't assume. Take your time. Look closely. Compare it. Because sometimes the difference between average and extraordinary is hidden in the smallest details. Now let's talk about condition again. But this time, In a deeper way, there's a huge difference between a coin that's simply old and a coin that has been preserved. A coin that has sharp edges, clear lines, and minimal wear is in a completely different category. Collectors call this high-grade condition. And coins in this state are rare, because surviving decades without damage is not easy. Think about everything a coin goes through. It passes from hand to hand, gets dropped, scratched, worn down over time. So when one survives in near-perfect shape, it becomes something special, something desirable, something valuable. Now here's something most people don't realize. Cleaning a coin can actually reduce its value. Yes, you heard that right. Many people think they're improving a coin by making it shiny. But collectors prefer coins in their natural state. Cleaning can remove original surfaces and damage the coin's authenticity, so if you find one, leave it exactly as it is, because originality matters. And in the world of rare coins, originality can mean everything. Now let's move into something even more exciting: mint errors and unique variations. This is where the real treasure can be hiding. During the minting process, coins are struck using dies. Sometimes, things don't go perfectly. A die might be slightly misaligned. A letter might appear doubled. A design might be off-center. These are called mint errors. At the time, these coins were considered mistakes. Many were removed from circulation, but some made it through. And today, those mistakes are incredibly valuable because they are rare, because they are unique, because they were never meant to exist. Imagine owning a coin that only a handful of people in the world have ever seen. A coin that collectors would compete for. A coin that could become the centerpiece of a serious collection. That's the power of mint errors. And that's why you should always inspect your coins carefully. Now let's talk about something that many people ignore: provenance. This simply means the history of the coin. Where it came from. Who owned it. How it was preserved. A coin with a known history can sometimes be worth more than one without. Especially if it was part of a famous collection or discovered in a unique way. Collectors love stories. They don't just buy coins. They buy the story behind them. So if your coin has a background, a connection, or even a family history, that could add to its value. Now imagine combining all these factors: a rare year, a unique variation, excellent condition, and a strong history. When all of these come together, that's when things reach another level. That's when collectors take notice. That's when auctions become competitive. That's when prices start climbing higher and higher and higher. Now let me ask you something. What would you do if you discovered that your coin had all of these qualities? Would you sell it immediately? Would you hold on to it? Would you get it evaluated? These are important questions, because making the right decision at the right time can make a huge difference. Many people rush to sell without understanding the true value of what they have. Others hold on to coins without realizing they're sitting on something significant. The key is knowledge, and now, you're starting to gain that knowledge. Let's take this even further. The global coin market is not small. It's massive. Collectors from around the world, people with serious money, are constantly searching for rare pieces. Auctions take place where coins sell for incredible amounts. And when a rare South African sixpence appears, especially one with unique features, it doesn't go unnoticed. Bidding wars can happen. Prices can jump quickly, and the final value can exceed expectations. Now think about the psychology behind this. When two or more collectors want the same rare coin, they compete. And that competition drives the price higher. Much higher. That's how records are broken. That's how coins reach unbelievable values. And that's how a small coin can turn into something life-changing. Now bring your focus back to yourself. Think about your own situation, your home, your belongings, your collections. Is it possible, just possible, that you have something valuable waiting to be discovered? Because many people do. They just don't realize it yet. And that's what makes this so powerful, because once you start looking, everything changes. You become aware. You become curious. You start paying attention to details you never noticed before, and suddenly, opportunities begin to appear. Now here's something important. Even if your coin isn't worth millions, it could still be worth far more than you expect. Hundreds, thousands. Even that can make a difference. But the real excitement comes from the possibility. The chance that you might have something truly rare, something extraordinary, something that others are searching for. And that possibility alone is worth exploring. So don't ignore it. Don't delay it. Take action. Check your coins. Examine them carefully. Because the next great discovery doesn't always happen in front of the world. Sometimes It happens quietly, I in a home, I in a drawer, I in the hands of someone who simply decided to take a closer look. And that someone could be you. So stay alert, stay curious, and most importantly, stay connected. Because the more you learn, the more you see. And the more you see, the greater your chances of finding something truly valuable. And who knows, the next coin you pick up might not just be a piece of history, that it might be your biggest discovery yet.